Operations strategy, very important. This is where we make it happen. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where your operations and how you do what you do has to deliver on everything that's been promised in the sales process, that on everything that's been communicated in the marketing process, and people are going to experience your brand even further. So really critical piece of the puzzle. And the biggest thing to think about is how systemized is your business. So systems are absolutely key to actually being able to grow and scale. We have to have systems that are repeatable. We have to have processes that are repeatable. We have to have processes where people can be interchanged, and they have to deliver and deliver well and quickly. So Edward Deming was the gentleman who reinvigorated the Japanese car industry after World War II. And Deming was an expert in systems design. And according to Deming, he would say that 94% of all errors are systems based, and only 6% of errors in a business or in a process are human based, meaning someone has actively made an error. It's a human thinking mistake, it's a human doing mistake. That is down to the people involved. But 6%, most business owners, no matter if they're big businesses or small businesses, would think that it was a much more personal to the team than that. But fundamentally, 6% of errors that happen in businesses are due to human error. 94% are due to a systems error or a lack of a system, a lack of a documented, this is how we do it here, process. So whilst systems are not sexy for most people, they don't seem very exciting, they actually are incredibly important, and they give your team stability and structure, which most human beings actually need. The other thing they give your customers is the ability to trust that you're going to deliver, because if they've used you once and you delivered and they come back and they have a similar experience, it builds trust because they can count on a certain level of service, a certain level of output for you. And of course, operations, really, are you a product-based business or are you a service-based business? If you're a product-based business, we've got to be looking at our supply chain management. If we're a service-based business, we're looking at things like capacity and talent. So where are you in what are you doing is going to affect how you and what you do from a delivery point of view. The biggest thing that we want your systems to deliver and the operational side of the business to deliver is a stable environment for your team, honorable environment for your clients, the ability to do what you said you would in the sales and marketing and branding process. And this is where your brand is experienced by your customers and clients. So we have to be able to take them on a journey. We've already started that journey with our marketing. We've taken them through a process with our sales strategy and sales process. And now they're going even deeper in their interactions with our brand. Again, depending on the type of business, even if you're a retail business and it's an in-store, people need to have an experience of what it's like to interact with your brand and be there. But of course, there's a lot of businesses out there that have a lot more complex operational structures than that, from manufacturing to services, etc. So whatever it is, we have to create an experience for your customers and clients, and they go on a journey from the beginning of the interactions right through to you actually delivering what it is that you promised, and doing that exceptionally well. We need to exceed their expectations. Even a teensy-weensy bit will make a massive difference. The other reason why operations is so critical is the fact that it is how we make it happen that has people really talk about us or not. And one of the key strategies for marketing is referrals. So how we get referrals, first of all, we have to have a system in marketing set up to generate them. It can't be ad hoc, we've got to have it systemized. But how we really get them is we do a really, really great job from an operational point of view. So absolutely critical to get it right here. And this is where I talk about predictable wow factor. This is the place, this is the arena of your business where you are looking to create predictable wow factor. What do I mean by that? I mean that we give our customers and clients that wow factor. This is a term that comes from my husband. It's one of the things he likes to say. If something is surprising or delights him, he might use the term, oh, wow factor, that was amazing. And that's what we want. We want to surprise and delight people as they go through and deal with our business. We want to give them that wow factor. But the key to your operational strategy is to build systems and processes and structures in your business that make that wow factor predictable. It is built in to how you do what you do. At every step of the way, we want to exceed the client's expectations or the customer's expectations by doing something cool or different, and really building it into everything you do and how you do it, so that this experience of your brand, which will be usually the longest and the most significant, is when you're doing the operations and delivery piece, is delivers on the brand promise and it exceeds their expectations. So we've got to build in predictable wow factor. To say a little bit more about operations, the other things we need to be considering when you're thinking about your operational strategy is what I like to call the rules of the game. So have you established, and one of the things you need to do to improve your operations is establish what we call rules of the game. So this might be the setting the expectations of what has to happen when, that is non-negotiable. It's also about making agreements with your team about what will and won't happen at various points, and really creating a very tight context for how you do what you do. It's incredibly important to give people that structure. The other thing that is part of operations and operation strategy is really taking on the view of constant and never-ending improvement. We need to constantly be getting better at what we do, gaining efficiencies, really growing the process, improving the process and how people interact with us as we deliver whatever we deliver. And sometimes in that you're going to end up with a need for revised implementation. Project management will become a part of the process. And really that project management piece is incredibly important as well. If you're going to implement a change in the business, what is the outcome we want, by when do we want it, and who's leading it, who's contributing to it, and making sure that everybody is aligned about anything that's changing in your systems and processes and operations, and that they're excited about that. Any change to systems or anything you're doing operationally needs to make the world better. It needs to make your team's world better. It needs to make your customers' world better. It has to improve and keep us moving forward. It can't add more work or make things more difficult for some part of the team while one other part of the team is thriving. It's actually got to be aligned and move everybody forward together. So the keys to operations: systems, even though they're not sexy, they're critically important, and really building in that predictable wow factor.